Hey guys, we're going live. Let me know if you can hear me. If you can't, I have some really great headphones that make me sound like I'm sick, but it's better than you not being able to hear me. So just refresh your screens and let me know if you can hear and see me. Otherwise, we'll do some adjusting. You can also feel free to introduce yourself. Let's see. If it's still saying going live in a few moments, then refresh it. So, and I'm not being rude in texting, I just have my chat on my phone, so. Awesome, yay. Okay, let me know if for any reason you can't see me or hear me or anything. Sometimes it tends to go weird sometimes and not be able to hear me. All right, so I am going to screen share with you guys. Oh, okay. I guess I needed to refresh twice. Though sometimes it's kind of slow to start to the going live thing. It takes a while. So, all right, I'm going to screen share with you guys. We're just going to go ahead and get started. And notice the kind of new branding. So, all right, and I would totally appreciate it if you guys log into the chat, and if you want to share it on Twitter, you're going to want to take notes, and you can also share those on Twitter as well. You can just use hashtag blog on a budget, so we can all kind of connect afterwards if you want to. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started here. I don't want to take up too much of your Saturday afternoon. I really appreciate that you all are here with me on a Saturday, though it sounds like a lot of us got snow, so that's not too fun. All right, so thanks, Amy. It's not totally all new. It's just a couple different aspects that are new to the branding. So in case you guys don't know who I am, I'm Haley DeYoung, and I help bloggers and small business owners to use their blog to stand out, and also to get seen through actionable courses, blog posts, and training events. So it's my goal for you guys to just be unique and really be yourself on the internet rather than just following what everybody else is doing. And I also know that a lot of us want to be able to make profit and turn our blogs into businesses. So I want to help everybody be able to do that as well. And so I try to show you guys how to do that through tested things that I've used in my own blog and business. So you guys can feel free to introduce yourself. I'm going to just kind of continue as you guys are introducing yourselves. Don't need to be shy. You can log in, and that way you can ask questions if you have any. That's definitely ask questions. There will be a Q&A at the very end. So I'm not going to answer too many questions during, just because that totally gets me off track and gets me distracted. And we do have time at the end to answer any and all questions. So why are we here today? So we're going to talk about how you can run a profitable blog without investing a ton of money into it. And I'll show you the tools that I've used to run my blog for less than $20 a month. And most of the time I do say throughout here that it's $25 a month, because it is up to that point for me now because of my list size. So MailChimp does make you pay more as your list gets bigger. But just to start out with, you're only going to need $20 for the most part. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So you guys, I know you're still kind of introducing yourself. It's kind of a lag, I'm sure, too, for you hearing me to being able, yeah, all that. I'm not going to explain that. So how much do you think the average blogger spends on their blogs per month? And I don't have any facts on how much they actually spend, but I know that I hear people, I'm not going to name any names, but I hear a lot of bigger bloggers, and their entire advice just revolves around how much money can you put into your blog, how much money can you invest, how many Facebook ads can you buy, how many Pinterest ads can you buy. You need to be getting this tool and that tool and investing in this and that. You have to have a Mac, you have to have Photoshop, you have to have lead pages, you have to have Webinar Jam, and none of that is true. I actually, the only thing that I spent money on up until October, last October, was hosting. And I was on WordPress, and I bought WordPress hosting and a domain name for 3 years up front. And then at the end of that 3 years in October, I purchased Squarespace hosting. And that was all I was spending money on up until that point. And when I switched to Squarespace, I decided I was going to be treating my blog more like a business, and I really wanted to invest in growth. And so then I invested in WordPress and spent an extra $10 a month on that to be able to grow my list more efficiently. So you don't have to spend a whole lot. I'm going to break that down a little bit more as we get into it. But I do see the breakdowns of a lot of the bigger bloggers, and they are spending, $2, $3, $4,000 a month on their blogs. And that's not to say that as you grow that you won't need to spend money on that or on some more tools. Especially, if you're a designer, then it's, you're going to have to probably invest in Photoshop or a couple of bigger tools like that. But for the average blogger, you don't need to spend so much money on that. So why is it so important to save on your blog? It's important. I mean, well, it's so important. And I have a whole lot of reasons coming up here, but if you don't see why you should want to save money, then I guess I kind of question you as a person. I mean, who doesn't want to save money? I don't want to have to spend thousands of dollars on my blog. So, one of the reasons is so we don't have a large overhead. All the overhead costs will lead to less profit. So you want to be able to make more profit. You don't want to have so many awkward money conversations with our spouses. I know my husband hates that I have to pay for MailChimp every month. He doesn't mind me spending money on Squarespace because that was a one-time upfront purchase. But he's like, I don't like these monthly things. And I don't know if any of you have spouses who are like that, but they don't like to see money come out of the bank, for blogging things. They don't see exactly where that's going typically. Maybe some of your spouses are a little bit more involved, but not all of them are. And also, so we're not tempted to spend money on all of the monthly subscriptions. I know, and maybe nobody else has this mindset, but it's like if I let myself spend money on one thing, then I'm just like tempted to buy the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. So just by kind of limiting yourself, you're not so tempted to just keep splurging. And also, so you can spend money on things that you really want. I don't so much want to spend money on a designer, but I might want to spend money on some courses. So you can feel better in investing in self-betterment courses that you might need, education, blog retreats or conferences. Those things are really worth going to, and you can't necessarily get that education just by Google searching it, or you can't build those relationships that you might make at a conference just by Google searching or talking to people on Twitter. So those are things that you can't necessarily make yourselves or do yourselves. Some of those things, like the education parts and the conferences and the relationships, those are things that you might have to spend some money on. But by saving in other parts of your business, you can feel a little bit better about about spending on some of those things and investing. And some of us just can't afford to spend a lot. I work full time. My husband works full time on top of blogging, and I know that some of you maybe blogging is your full time job, but maybe you were laid off or something. Maybe you need to make money fast, so you can't necessarily afford to spend a lot, but you need to have money coming in fast from your blog. So it doesn't have to be a ton of money. $25 is all you need to build up a profitable blog. And like I said, $20 when you're first starting out, because MailChimp will be cheaper when you're starting out. So of course, down the road, you might choose to invest in other programs to make life easier, or it might have features that you want. Like I just, after my last course launch, I kind of set a limit. I was like, okay, if I make $1,000, I can invest in lead pages. And I actually ended up making $1,300. So I was like, yes, I can invest in lead pages. And so I bought that for a year. And so that's helping me to set up like sales funnels and also increase my conversion rates on my email list. But that's not something that is totally necessary. I mean, I was doing fine with just Squarespace and MailChimp. So you can down the road, of course, to choose to invest in bigger products. But to get started, all you really need is Squarespace and MailChimp. Well, and of course, yes, you can use WordPress too. I'm not trying to be like, oh, it needs to be only Squarespace. This is just what I use, and I feel that it has saved me a lot of money in the long run. And so I'll show you why. And I'm going to also give you a little bit of a demo of Squarespace. And if you're a diehard WordPress user, I'm only going to spend like 3 minutes on Squarespace. So don't like worry about it and think I'm trying to like sway you. But for those of you who are kind of design challenged, or you don't want to spend money on a theme or on a designer, Squarespace has made my life so easy with trying to design. I don't sit and fight with coding. I made changes to my site, and you can make changes and change them back, whatever, in a matter of hours. So you can get Squarespace for $8 a month or $18 a month, depending on what features you want. Most people are only going to need the $8 a month package, and you can get, well, and that's if you pay for a year up front. It's $12 if you pay month to month. If you happen to have like a college or a high school email address, you can actually pay half of the 12, so you can do it $6 a month. It's half off if you pay for a year in advance with a college email address. So I'm going to stop screen sharing real quick and then bring you to a different screen share. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to show you Squarespace real quick. And like I said, I'm only going to spend about 3 minutes showing you Squarespace because I know a lot of you already do have blogs. But, for those of you who maybe are design challenged, and if your hosting is going to be up soon, you can look at Squarespace just for something easy for you, so you're not spending so much time or money on things like plugins, on things like a designer. So this is kind of what the back end of Squarespace looks like. And it's basically based on pages. So these are all pages over here, and it's drag and drop, so you can just edit things really quickly. And of course, then there's a whole nother section where you can change the fonts and the colors of everything. And I'm not going to show you too much of that just because Squarespace doesn't like to let me make changes and load while I'm running Google too much. So, but you have all these different page options. So you have a regular page, which is what this looks like. You can have a products page. You can add like an album, like a music album. You can add a photo gallery, an events page, a blog page. So your blog posts are all through a blog page, and you can have separate blogs. So if you have different topics or anything, you can all run those as separate blogs. You can create just a link, like my courses page is just a link to my Teachable site. You can do folders and indexes, which basically breaks pages down a little bit, so you have a drop-down deal. And then you have cover pages, which I absolutely love to use, but I'm going to just create a new page here quick and show you how that works. So we're going to go to that page. And so to add things to a Squarespace page, it's really easy, and it's just drag and drop. And Amy, I totally understand. That was how I was trying to hold off until my hosting was done, and I ended up changing like 2 months early because I just hated how my WordPress site looked, and I didn't really want to invest in a designer because I'm very much like, I like all the work that I do to be my own, so that I don't know. Well, and I'm just independent too. I don't know if that's a good thing or bad thing. So you can just click this little teardrop type thing, and you have all of these different options of things that you can add in. So you can add, like, these are picture galleries. These will link to like your blog posts. You can add a newsletter form, a calendar. These are like spacers and lines. It will just allow you to like move things around a little bit. So if you want something centered, you can use a spacer to center it. You can add buttons, which I really love. In WordPress, you had to like make the button in at least I did. I had to like make the button in Canva or something, and then add it in, like make it as an image. But this is really easy. Like I can just say click here, and then I can add a click-through URL, and so I'll add like lead page links to this, and then a lead magnet or a lead thing will come up. You can add links to like different files. So if I just want to make like a content upgrade and not make people like sign up for it, like on my resource library for my email list members, like this is what it is. I just have an existing file linked to it, and so I apply that, and then they click on it, and it's going to pop up as that content upgrade. Otherwise, like I can add images really easily. Obviously, text just is text. You can add a video in, so I can pull a video from YouTube, and it will just be embedded into my blog. You can do the same with like audio. And let's see. Oh, there's also code. So like the video that you're watching right now, because it's not a live video on YouTube or anything, I added a code in so that the video would show up as I'm broadcasting it live. And then like the chat wing box that's down below is also a code that's added in. You can, like if you're a restaurant, you can add a menu, you can add a calendar. I'll add a calendar quick. And so I have like, if I add all the blog posts, which I don't have very many this month, I took a little bit of a break from blogging, or you can add events. And so every time you make changes, it's going to say, do you want to discard those or save? So if you don't like the changes you made, you can just discard them. I'm just going to save those. And this page is not going to show up anywhere actually, because you have the option to have not linked pages. So these are like secret pages. Like I've got my resource library for my email list. This is like the Map to Blogging Success. So this is a course that is, it's not evergreen. So when I launch it again, I'll put this back out in the header section. There's like a secondary navigation. I don't have anything there, but that would show up on the very bottom here. And then all of this is what's just up on top. And so there's, there are different things. So like this is a drop down. So you can see all of these right here, drop down. This one is kind of a focus. So like whatever I'm focusing on, I'll usually have either a course that I'm promoting or an email sign up right there, or like this is the webinar sign up. So just to kind of show you a real quick run through of why I like it so much. And then I'm also going to show you like the design just very quickly. So like there's different templates, and these are all loaded into it. You don't have to pay for any extra templates. So I can switch really quickly between, like this was the one that I was kind of messing around with, and I decided I liked my old layout better. I just changed a couple different aspects on it. So for about a week, my blog looked like this. Well, not like this, but you see what I mean. So, and then if you don't like it, you can just cancel the preview. It doesn't want to load. Like I said, it takes a while to load sometimes when I'm doing Google Hangouts. All right, but I'm just going to exit out of that, and I'm going to stop sharing again, and then go to my PowerPoint and share again. All right, so that's Squarespace. Like I said, I'm not trying to like sway anybody that way, but if you struggle with design and you want something that's easy to use, then that's a nice cheap option. And I mean, I know a lot of bigger name blogs that are switching to Squarespace just because of the simplicity of it. So the next thing that I want to show you, and I'm only showing you 2 tools that I pay for. All the rest, I've got 3 free tools that I want to show you. And these are the 3 that I probably use the most often. So then MailChimp. And so the cost for MailChimp, and there is a free version of MailChimp, and you can have it free up to 2,000 subscribers. After that, you do have to pay either way, but I'm going to show you why I think it's worth it to pay for MailChimp. So the cost for MailChimp is $10 up to 500 subscribers. Once you hit that 500 mark, then it's up to $15. So it jumps by $5, and then 1,000 to 1,500 is $20. So I'm going to take you a little bit behind the scenes of MailChimp, and I'm going to show you why I think it's worth it to pay for the $10. And again, you can get by with the free version for a while, and that will actually make your cost even less. But like I said, these are the two things that I have found it extremely worth to pay for. So this is my list growth since August. So August, I had 34 people subscribed in August, and I think I had 0 people existing. So that's really low, obviously. And so then you can see it grew every month. And I had my first real mini course in November. And so all of these imported ones are the mini courses because I create different lists for the mini courses, and then I have automation, which I'm going to show you a little bit of, just to show you how I do that. And so actually, I totally have a question for you guys. Would you guys be interested in like a course about mini courses, about how I create them and like how to promote them and all of the things that they can do for your business? Because I've totally been thinking about that, because that's kind of like my secret sauce thing for growing my business, is mini courses. So kind of let me know if you would be interested in that. I've been brainstorming that. But so in November right here, you can see a big jump. 2,000, or not 2,000, I wish, 200 people joined my list due to my Pinterest mini course in November. So that was when I made that and I started promoting it, and my list grew from less than 200 people up to almost 400 people. Because of that, I had 200 people join my list because of the Pinterest mini course. And then in December, I didn't have any mini courses, but I was doing a couple of webinars. So that was where some of the, like, these imports came from. And then in January, I had a huge list growth because of mini courses. So I had the Blogging 101 mini course, and I had 299 people imported from that. So I initially ran it for 1 week, and then I kind of relaunched it. So I stopped it for a little while after that week, and I had 200 people sign up in that week. And then I had, well, more than the 99 sign up afterwards. And so then also this month, or last month, this 144 imported is partially from webinars, but the rest is, I've probably only got like 20 new people for each webinar. So I think I had 3 webinars, so maybe 60 of those are from webinars, and the rest are from my mini courses. And I didn't actually launch any new ones, but I made them a little bit more accessible on my blog. And so far, these imported ones are all from mini courses as well in March. So just to show you kind of a breakdown of what the mini courses has done for my business, but to be able to do those, you do have to pay for the automation in MailChimp. Well, and you can do them without it, but it just makes it a lot simpler if you have the automation set up, because you can have it running all the time rather than having to have a limited enrollment. So I have automation set up for a bunch of things. I had the little introduction email was set up through this for the blog on the budget. I have an indoctrination series, and I wish that I had my original stats. I had to redo all of my lists and everything, so it's all like copies, and I don't have the full stats. But so I have all of these different automations set up, and it's super easy to create an automation. So it's just basically a series of emails that goes out, and you can set it up to be a mini course or just some kind of random emails that might introduce people to your blog and business. So you can just select a list, and let's say that I wanted to create one for you guys in this webinar list. And so I'm just going to do like a welcome, or no, I'm just going to do an educate subscribers series. And so that's what you would do for a mini course, is do like the educate subscribers. And so you can name it whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. So you can choose whether or not you want to trigger the workflow when subscribers are imported or not. And then you can add emails to this workflow. So you can add 5 emails or 1 email, and you're just going to continue then like you're making a regular old campaign. So if you add 1 email, the one thing that I do really want to show you, because everything else is completely the same with WordPress, you just want to change the delay. So you're probably going to want the first one to send out immediately after the workflow is triggered. So you're going to save that, and then you might want to add, I mean, you're going to have obviously more than one. And so then you're going to want to have this probably the next day after the previous email is sent. So this is one of the biggest reasons that I thought it was worth it to pay for the $10 MailChimp subscription. And the other thing that you can do that you can't do in the free version is you can set up when your emails are supposed to go out. So like for the emails leading up to this webinar, like I had it set up to go out at 9 a.m. and at 12:45. So I wasn't like sitting at my computer, you know, waiting to send those out at the right time. So I had them scheduled in advance, which is, well, let's be honest, I don't necessarily have the time to sit there at my computer and send it out at the proper time, but it will also, like, you can say, have it optimized for the best time, like when people are most likely to open your emails, and it will set it up to do that as well. So those are just a couple of the features that you get with the paid version of MailChimp that I think are really worth it. And that's why I chose to pay for it. And like I said, those stats on my mini courses, that's exactly why I decided it was worth it to pay for it. That's been the thing that has grown my blog and business the most. I've brought in probably 500 of my 900 subscribers from mini courses. So it's definitely worth it to invest in the automation just for that purpose. So, all right, I'm going to go back to the slideshow. I'm like switching back and forth a lot. Oops. All right. So then these are the 3 main tools that I use for free. I do actually use a lot more, but today, just for time purposes, I'm only going to go through 3 of them. So a lot of you have heard of Buffer, and I use actually only the free version of Buffer. And I use it for social media scheduling, mostly Twitter. I do use Ahology for Pinterest scheduling, but I'm just going to show you Buffer because I know this is going to benefit the most people rather than Ahology. And besides the fact that Ahology is like you have to apply to get in. So, all right, let me go back to Buffer. All right, so here's Buffer, and I use it actually only for Twitter. You can upgrade to purchase Pinterest. You can connect it to Facebook. And like Google Plus, but I really only use Twitter out of all of those. Well, and like LinkedIn. Actually, there's a whole lot of them that you can use it for. The free version allows you to schedule up to 10 posts at a time, which I usually just like in the day, I'll wake up just a little bit, like 10 minutes earlier than I actually need to get ready for school. And I'll just do like my social media scheduling for the day, and I'll also post in my Facebook group. So that only takes me about 10 minutes, and I figure that's not that big of a deal for me to lose 10 minutes of sleep there. So this is what like the Buffer kind of main feed looks like here. And so you can set up new posts right here. And so it has like a shortener which will track how many clicks and everything, which is really nice. And then you can add in pictures. So like if I were to share something, I can just type something. It's gonna be fake, and I'm just going to delete it. And then you can copy and paste in a link, and then you can add in photos or videos. So I'm just gonna like add a random, this is all from like my Instagram series that I'm doing. And so you can add it to the queue. You can also go right here and you can click to like share it next, share it right now, or you can schedule the post. And so right now, so if you do that, then it's just gonna show up down here. Right now I have it set up so that it's optimized for the best time for my audience. So I'm just going to delete that. It's easy to just delete, or you can edit any of these. You can move it to the top. You can always share it now, or you can edit any of them. And so you can always have 10 of these like hanging out in your queue. So if you want to like share one earlier, you can just share that quick and then add another one to the queue. Then you also have analytics. So this is the analytics of the last, well, all of the tweets that I've done in the past through here. And so you can see how many like retweets, how many clicks, how many potential viewers there are. So whenever somebody like retweets it, the potential viewers goes up. So you can see the clicks right there. If you have something that's like really good, you can rebuffer it, and it will also tell you where like your top tweets are. So like this one was a top tweet. And this one, it says, was also a top tweet. So you can look through the past tweets and see what has done the best, and you can reuse those ones. You can also schedule your tweets, and this also goes for any of these other things, Facebook, Google Plus, any of those. Like I said, I only use Twitter out of the things that are available besides Pinterest, but I use Ahology for Pinterest. And so you can add posting times, you can get rid of any of these, you can set it to only go like Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So if you like click on these, it gets rid of those days. If you like only want to post on certain days of the week. This right now is optimized. I'm going to like re-optimize it, and you can do this at any time, and it might change every day for just because you might get more interactions at certain times of the day. So if we're going to calculate the times, I like to post 7 times a day, and so now we're just going to replace the existing schedule, and it will change it up a little bit. So now this is what our schedule looks like. Apparently, a lot of people have been clicking on my tweets at 4:29 a.m. So that's probably different time zone that they're awake in. And then you can see it's kind of spread throughout the day on when people are interacting with my stuff. It's all based on when people are interacting with these tweets and like sharing, liking, clicking. And so it keeps track of that through the analytics. So this is, like I said, this is all in the free version. I don't pay for this. I believe if you do want to pay for it, then you can schedule up to like 100 posts at a time, and you can also connect more profiles. Right now, I think you're limited to 3 profiles. I think with the paid version, you can do up to 10. So those are a couple of reasons. If you do a whole lot more than I do on social media, then you can start to utilize that a little bit more. And it's all, the thing is that you have to decide what's worth it for you to invest in and not invest in. So I like to show you the free versions of it. And then if you really love the tool and think that you would use all of the paid versions of it, or all of the things within the paid version, then you can go ahead and upgrade to it. But for when you're getting started, there's no reason that you can't just schedule 10 tweets a day, or you can even drop it down to 5 tweets and just do it every other day. So that's actually what I did for a long time. I've just found that I've gotten a little bit better results with 7 tweets. But if you have a smaller following, you might not need to do as much. So all right, I'm just going to go back for one slide here. So Asana is the next thing that I'm going to show you. And Asana is good for keeping organized and scheduling projects. And this is actually a tool that I've just recently found. I've always heard of it, but no one has ever told me what it's actually used for, or like how to use it. And so it took me a little while to like go through and figure out how to use it myself. Like I just didn't have the time to like figure it out or look at it or anything. So and I know like some of you that are in the Map to Blogging Success, you guys have seen the tutorial on this and checked it out. So this is my project setup for this webinar. I left it and I didn't click on any of the check marks or anything, just so I could show you how it's all set up. So you have all your projects over here. So I actually just clicked off a lot of other ones, but this one, it was all set up pretty, so I left it. So you can add different tasks or sections to this. So you can add a task like send out a sign-up email was one of my on my list, and so that was due yesterday. And you can see it turns red when it's past due. I was going to advertise on Facebook on March 17th, which I did, but it's, again, since I didn't click any of them, it's past due. So right now I'm clicked on set up the webinar, and so that's due today. And then I also added, right here, you can add subtasks to each task. And so I added to set up the page, so that's the live page that you're viewing, set up the Google Hangout, and set up Chatwing. So those are all of the elements that are on that page to set up the webinar. So then you can also, then I also have to set up the reminder emails. So I have one 4 hours before, it might not have actually been 4 hours, 15 minutes before, and Twitter links. So to send out like Twitter reminders. And so then also to create the slideshow, and I didn't add any sub things to that. But within each of these, this program set up so that you can share it with a team. So if you have more than one person working on your blog or your business, you can invite other people just by clicking this plus sign, and you can share it with them. And then you can also like assign the task to different people. So if I had other people on my team, then I would assign it to one of them, which makes it really easy to delegate. You can add tags. So like if, if you have just a ton of different projects, you can kind of sort them by tags. Again, right here, the subtasks, you can add other tasks to like this one task within this project. So you have different levels. So you have the project, then you have tasks and subtasks. So that's really nice because like I know when I'm creating like a to-do list, I want to set it up like this, but since it's on paper, I would have to keep erasing. So since it's online, then I can just keep on adding tasks like this and not have to always make new to-do lists or cross things out or erase to have it be organized nicely. And this also has an app for sure on iPhone. I don't know about like Droid or anything else, but that was another reason that I really liked it, was because it goes together on the iPhone and on here. So I can check things off my to-do list. It doesn't all have to be about blogging. It could be like going to the grocery store or setting up your kid's birthday party. I mean, those still require to-do lists and categories and subcategories or tasks. You can also make like a description, which would be, again, more useful if you're working with a team. You can write other comments like, didn't get this done because I had a dentist appointment today, or whatever. Or just notes for yourself too if you're working by yourself. You can also add files to this, so if somebody might need more information, or just if you have a file that goes along with it to keep yourself organized. And then there's also a couple other actions, so you can delete the task, and if you are working with a team, it emails you every time that a task is deleted, just so you know. You can make a copy of it. You can turn the task into a full project. You can copy the task URL. So like if you want to share it with somebody, you can print it, or like if you accidentally added multiple tasks or duplicate tasks, you can merge those. Then you can also, like, if they have a little conversation section. Obviously, like I said, I don't have any friends, so I don't, no, I just don't have a team, so I don't have any conversations going. You also have a calendar. So when you add due dates, then it shows up as what's due each day, which is really nice. Just to have that calendar view as well. You have progress, and like I said, I didn't actually mark any of these, but it will show up as like how many tasks have been completed, and so this green dot will go up. Here, let's just go do that and show you. And then files is obviously like the files that I was showing you. So you click it, that it's done, that's done, and that's done, and that's done. So then if you look at progress now, it's going to show that all these tasks are done. I think that's really all you need to know about it. That's the basis of like the free version. You can also upgrade and I think be able to add like more people to your team and do a couple of more things, but I have found all I need is the free version. And like I said, I love the iPhone app because I can carry that around with me, and I can just do like grocery lists or whatever I want on there too. So it's multi-purpose. It's not just for blogging. It's for life as well. And because I know that blogging in life both need fun tools. All right, so again, going back here for one more slide. So then Canva for creating graphics is the last tool that I want to show you. And I know that some of you have seen Canva before, but right now they have kind of a cool thing going on that I want to show you. That's kind of a little hack, kind of cheating that I found, but I absolutely love it. So right now they just recently added that you can upload fonts to the business account. So they also have a 30-day trial of the business account. So what I did, and it just happened to work when I was kind of upgrading my brand, was I signed up for the free trial again of the business account, and then you just have to remember to go in and cancel it out. So I always set myself like a little reminder on my iPhone. But what it allows you to do is save aspects of your brand. And they had this trial before when they first came out with Canva for Business. And they allow you to create a brand kit, and they also have like templates, and I don't do too much with the templates just because you can just go back in and make changes to your design. But so they have a brand kit, and you can set, first you can upload your own custom fonts, which is a brand new feature that they just added, and that was why they redid this trial. Like I said, I had a trial before, and the best part of this is, even though, and I can't say this for sure, but last time that I did the trial, even though I canceled the business account, they kept all of my brand stuff saved for me, just as like the first things that pop up when you're doing any projects. So you got your brand colors right here, and then you have your brand fonts over here. And so you have any heading that you're going to add is this, any subheading is this, and then body text is this. You can also add logos, and those will be just saved for you. So like I said, I actually love this, and you can have like different color palette inspiration. And so if you click on that, it'll give you some ideas. So you can go to, like I said, the reason I don't mess too much with the templates is just because I will go to my old designs and just make some changes on those. So like if I go to this one, let's see. It's going to be slow to load. I'll show you kind of what that means in see if another one loads faster, or we're just going to slow the internet down more. No, here, this one's going now. Okay. So here's what happens with all of that. Like, I know a lot of you have seen my Canva stuff before, especially, like I said, those of you who are within the Map to Blogging Success, you've seen my Canva thing. Some of you in one of my last webinars, I sent out a Canva tutorial as well. So anything that you like add in, so like you click on this and you can always change the colors. So your brand colors show up right here. And last time that, like I said, that there was a trial of the business account, and then you quit the trial, this still is saved, which is really nice, because it's just so much easier than needing to click on this and copy the hex code, and do all of that every single time. Like, I would always have to open up, anytime I was coming up with a new design, I'd have to open up an old design and copy the hex codes, which was kind of a pain. So then also, if you go to text, here is your brand fonts. So you can click on any of these, and this is just going to show up for you as the right size and the right font. So let's see, there's also uploads. So it made the upload section a little bit more organized. You've got logos, and you can also create different folders. So if you have different design elements that you want to use for certain things, always you can create a new folder. So those are basically the three free tools that I wanted to show you today, and the little hack that I wanted to show you for Canva. And I've got actually one more thing that I want to show you. And for those of you who are in Map to Blogging Success, this does not apply to you because you actually have access to all of this already. It's just not quite organized in the same fashion. It's spread a little bit more throughout the course to wherever it applies. So as your business advances and grows, you'll probably need more tools, but you don't necessarily have to break the bank finding them if you know how to utilize the free version. So I actually use, I've figured out I use about 15 tools, but I only pay for 2 of them. I pay for, well, and like I said, I did invest in lead pages, but that's not by any means a necessity. That was just something that I knew I would use a lot within my specific brand and blog. So I've put together a tutorial library for bloggers of my 15 most used tools. So you don't have to spend the time figuring out each of these tools on your own, because I know one of the things that held me back was I didn't know which tools to use for what, and I also didn't necessarily have the time to go through and mess around with all of them myself. So I've actually put together tutorials, so you're not going to sit there and struggle with trying to figure out how everything works. I've mapped out like the main features and how to set those up. So the best part is that each of these tools, besides the hosting, and actually even the MailChimp, like I said, has a free version that you can utilize to grow your business without all of the monthly subscriptions. And this is actually only available only for $37. Like I said, those of you who are in the Map to Blogging Success, you have access to all of these tutorials. They're all spread throughout the different modules. And those of you who are interested in the Map to Blogging Success, I've decided I'm going to relaunch it in I think I decided July. So you can, kind of email me if you're interested, and maybe we can set up something like a little discount for people who are on a waiting list. I'll probably do that in like May. So you can use the button below to get access to that library now. And it's going to look something like this when you click on it. Well, that's a little bit different now. I changed the logo. I kind of rebranded my Teachable account as well. And so it's $37, like I said, and you're going to probably create an account. I know it doesn't come up with me for create an account because I already have one. So you'll create like a login and sign up through your email. You'll want to change the country to your proper country. It's automatically on Afghanistan for most people. I know I've had a couple people get kind of confused with that, and it ended up goofy. So, and then you're just going to type in like your card number, or you can actually check out with PayPal as well. The inside of the course is going to look like this. And like I said, I actually organized it a little bit differently. So it's broken up now into blogging tools and webinar and course tools. So like if you're going to create a course or a webinar, I have it broken up into which tools you're going to use for that, design tools, and social media tools. So this morning I was like, I think this could be organized a little bit better. So I did that this morning. So this is an example of kind of what the course inside of the course looks like. So Google Hangouts is actually the only tutorial that had to be done in pictures rather than video, just because I actually tried to set up a Google Hangout to record the setting up of a Google Hangout, if that makes any sense, and it wouldn't let me. So I had to actually take screenshots of that one. But I mean, I have a ton of different tutorials. So I've got Google Hangouts, Teachable, Ahology, Screencastify, Google Slides, Chatwing, Asana, Evernote, Squarespace, Google Calendars, Google Docs, and that's not even 15 of them. I also have like Buffer, SumoMe, and a couple others that I've used as well. So there's 15 in total. And I wouldn't, if I come up with more tools that I use, I'll definitely add those in as well. These are just my favorites because they do have free versions that you can utilize. Like I said, there's no reason to just pay for a ton of programs when there are free versions. So like I said, you can use the button below to get access to the library for $37. And now it's time for the Q&A. So if you have questions about, what you might use any of those tools for, you can certainly ask those. And then I'm just going to stop sharing right now, and I'm going to look at my chat. So let's see. All right, I'm going to scroll through here. So much easier than Blogspot. So on Squarespace, can you migrate old posts? Actually, I know that there is a way to do that. What I did, and this is because I'm not a person who is overly concerned with SEO. I've mostly got all of my, I get most of my views and stuff from social media, and especially Pinterest. So rather than being concerned about SEO, all I did was copy and paste my old posts, but I was also going a little bit different direction with my blog, and so I didn't want a lot of those old posts on there. But within the tutorials, or like within the setup of Squarespace, yes, there is a way to migrate old posts. And yeah, Squarespace is really easy. And I was on WordPress and I really hated coding. And like I said, I'm not trying to necessarily convert anybody, but I know that there's other people who struggle with coding and don't want to hire a designer and don't want to pay for, you know, all of that all the time. So I just wanted to show you that there is an easy and fairly cheap way to look professional and not fight with codes. And Amy, the first $10 includes automated emails, right? Yes, it does. It includes the automated emails. It includes, and that's really why I bought it, but it also includes like the scheduling and optimization. I think you can even do A/B testing, but I honestly just haven't had time for messing with the A/B testing. Do you know, with the new smart feed on Instagram, is there a way to see people's posts guaranteed? Today was the first time I actually saw one of the Instagram photo challenge posts. The only way that you can guarantee that is if you set up notifications for that person. So like when you go to their profile, I think there's 3 dots on the top, and you can set up to get notifications from that. Otherwise, if you just search for that person and like start commenting or liking some of their stuff, then it will show their stuff first. Actually, that's what Caitlin Batcher was suggesting to do. I just read one of her blog posts this morning, was to suggest that with the new Instagram updates, you ask your followers to sign up for notifications for your posts. I am no Instagram expert by any means, so like I said, I can't even take credit for that. That was all her idea. And yes, you can use Buffer to post to Facebook groups too. I just, since I'm already on there doing Buffer stuff, I just post automatically. And yes, Asana is awesome. Let's see. Yes, I should add that as homework to the blogging success course. Okay, does it automatically make stuff the correct size for Pinterest, etc.? Okay. Let me share really quick. Yeah, it does automatically make stuff the correct size by doing this. So you have all of these different creative design options, and so I'm just going to click more because they have so many different design sizes. So these are the most popular ones. And so they have, or it's right below here in social media posts. So you have Pinterest graphics. So this is the proper size for a Pinterest graphic. So when you click that, it just automatically sets it up. They also have a Twitter post, just a general social media post, like letter size, desktop wallpaper. So I actually use the desktop wallpaper when I'm making like slideshows to do webinars. So for the backgrounds, if I want to do anything fancy, I actually use the desktop wallpaper, and it's just the right size. Otherwise, I mean, if you want to do any type of design within Canva, they have, I mean, all kinds of different document sizes. If you want to do like a cool resume, they've got that, magazine covers, Facebook apps, Facebook posts. So Instagram posts, just all kinds of different stuff. So yeah, and this is actually in the free version. This is not even part of that business account version. So let me know if there's any questions. I'm just refreshing it one more time here. It doesn't look like there is any other questions, but that, you know, like I said, the tutorials are available, and you know, that's all live and everything. All of the videos are already in there, so you can get to work on that right away and start utilizing that. And if you're in the Map to Blogging Success, like I said, don't worry about that. It's already all in there. It's just spread out and organized a little bit differently, just based on where it fits into the course. So I'm just going to refresh one more time. Otherwise, I'm going to let you guys go and enjoy the rest of your Saturday. So thanks so much for hanging out with me, guys. I had a lot of fun, and I hope that you guys took a lot out of this. And I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Bye.